Hey y'all, welcome back to the ranch. I'm Jared Paul, and you know my wife Laura. We are trying to stay as busy as possible this week, as she is maybe 4 or 5 days from her due date. So, in a little bit, we're going to go do a pregnancy photo shoot for baby Stella. But I thought a great thing for us to do today, in order to stay busy and really enjoy our day without doing too much and overexerting Laura, would be to defoliate these Trident maples. We gave them a pruning before they budded out this year, and then they budded out indoors. So once they transferred from indoors to outdoors, a lot of the leaves got cooked, so they're really unattractive. And last year, this same thing happened. They budded out indoors, which is great to get like two different sets of growth during the season. But when you bring them outdoors, the intense sun from the outside, no matter what you do in and out, it's going to scorch some of the leaves. So we're going to defoliate some of the larger leaves, leave some of the new growth, and then maybe just hit the apex. We're not doing any cross branching or any hard pruning today. This way they'll look really nice when they bud back out, and they'll look great for the entire season. Where last year I just left them, so they had some new growth, a lot of old scorched growth, and I just wasn't really happy with them. They weren't attractive at any point in time. So this is like, I want them to grow nice and big and bushy and thicken up the trunks this year. But we could at least knock down these apexes. So that's what we'll do. Defoliate. We'll do that on either a time lapse, or we'll just do that on our own time. And then I'll bring you back for the defoliated ones, and we will prune those apexes together. So I'm Jared, this is Laura, and that's what's coming up on today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai. I had set this up, y'all, to show you the one that Laura's holding right now. That is one that's put into like a pre-bonsai or bonsai pot and pruned, and you see how you don't get a ton of growth, okay? So really going to be a slow experience with this one because I put it in such a shallow pot and pruned it down bonsai style early. And the second one, I pruned the same style, but left it in a nice deep pot. And you could see how much more branching is going on and how much healthier growth. Not to mention the size of the trunk is about twice the size. And the third one, it's nice and tall. I think on the ground it's probably about my height, 6 feet, reaching up to the top of that apex. This one's just been left in its pot to grow, maybe a little bit of cross branching and stuff like that taken out, but really that's going to be more of a 6 foot tall garden tree, and that's the only one of its kind. I have a whole bunch of Trident maples. Let's go take a look. So I just want to show you those 3 different options. These ones are about 3 years old. I got them bare rooted off of eBay, 25 of them for $75, and a lot have survived, and they're just getting to the point where they're going to be a lot of fun. So one of them I pulled out from there, but they're normally in this row. So you see they all kind of had that dead leaf thing happen. Scorched leaf. And these I've pretty much repotted, root pruned, and put into a pot for the next few years on all of these. So these are going to have slower growth, some a little bit deeper, but mainly all pre-bonsai pots. Here's one. It looks a little rough, but that's left in a little bit deeper pot. And then this one was the original one of 2 that I bonsai'd and just left in that little to-go tray. And I think the size of it and the depth of it should give us a nice root base. So that's another option. So yeah, we're gonna get to repotting these, or excuse me, talking about pots, not repotting these. Going to defoliate these, and then I'll bring y'all back for pruning down the apex. So I just want to show you my shirt real quick. So this is a shirt that Laura got me well before she was pregnant. And if you can't read it, if I'm not holding it at the right angle, it says, "I care about bonsai trees and maybe 3 people. And now we are expecting another daughter, so that will make my wife and my 2 daughters. And I just thought that was funny to put on for today, for this shoot. And anyways, oh, there you are.
I went missing. Lift your beard up. There it is. Yeah.
All right, cool. So we're gonna go do a shoot, and then we're gonna defoliate, and we'll bring y'all back. All right, y'all. So a lot of decisions were made because we had a ton of trees to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 Trident maples. There were some like this one that really didn't need that much work. Just pulling off some smaller leaves, and if you could come on in, baby, you could see that it's really got a ton of little baby leaves. So I don't know why this one was different than the others, but there was very little defoliation going on with this. So that was a nice surprise, and there were a few that were like that. Also, I decided, you know what, they're gonna look nice coming out with the new foliage for the rest of the season anyways, and my goal this year is not necessarily ramification and worrying about extra branching. It's the trees getting really strong, so I did a lot of repots and root prunings, as well as getting some size on these trunks into fall. Fall, I hear, is when you get most of the growth in your trunk, so I want the tree to have as much energy as possible going forward. So you see here, some of them, here, let me show you a technique. I left a couple of trees so I can show you what I did. So the not trimming the apexes was one of the changes that happened in the process of doing these, but I really got quickly away from using conventional scissors or our bonsai shears, because I could really just come up and do one of these. If there were only nice buds up here that I wanted to keep, I would just kind of grip the branch and slide my way up, and then they would be off, and I would be careful to stop before any of the new buds. And then with just the individuals, like if I was getting closer to the buds, I would hold the branch with my left hand and just pluck off with the right any leaf that was burnt or like fully grown. This way they match. So this one, there's a bunch of new buds and leaves coming out already, so I don't want to disrupt them, so I won't slide my hand up this branch. But as you can see, this is way faster than if I use the scissors. And it's not hurting the tree. I've seen it done before by Bonsai Bloke and Peter Chan, and they have older trees, so clearly they've been doing it a while and know what they're doing. All right, I'm glad we didn't video just the defoliation. That would be the most boring thing I can imagine. All right, so take a look at this. Some really nice leaves on there. These are at the largest size that I was willing to keep. Still had the tender light green growth. They come in red, as you see, then they're a light green, and they get dark green at the end of their life cycle. So this has 2 nice high branches that initially I was thinking, okay, I'll just take these down to here and then let it grow out for the year. But instead, I'm just going to leave it. Let's see, what else did I come across? There was one tree that was side by side with a regular red maple. It was pretty cool. Here it is. Or not a red maple, maybe, yeah, red maple or a sugar maple. I don't even know how it got in there, but judging by like the reddish hue, I'm thinking it's a red maple. So took a look at that leaf next to this leaf. So Trident maple in this hand right here, and your red or sugar maple, probably a red maple here. So they're looking like they're gonna wrap around each other. And I don't know how it happened, but it is a pleasant surprise. That's pretty cool. I like unique stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's going to do it. Laura, maybe you could just kind of scan over here and show them the disparity in the trees. There's some that were already pretty healthy with new growth. I don't know what the difference is. Maybe the ones that we repotted and did the root pruning, they kind of shed their leaves and came out with growth once they got outside. So that's why they had more healthy, new, non-burnt leaves. and then like others were just completely burnt. So as you see, this one's probably 90% defoliated right now. It's that tall one you saw earlier. All right, y'all, so that's going to wrap it up for today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai, Trident Maple Defoliation. It was a good time. It was nice to get in there and see my trees and hang out with my bride. So I know I've been putting out a lot of content lately, but every time I say goodbye from the ranch, it might be 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks before you see me again, because if Laura goes into labor early, my last focus will be videoing. So anyways, she's been a rock star this entire time, so I'm just really proud of her, and just hoping for 1 more week of health and a happy, healthy baby to come charging into this world and out onto the ranch to make our lives even more busy and exciting than they already are. So from my family to yours, y'all, stay well and hope to see you soon. Cheers.
Oh, hold on. Look at the baby. Get a video of the baby deer.
Oh my gosh.
It's so cool.
It's scared of the chickens. Go find mommy. Mommy's over there, dude.
Oh. Go find her.
Mommy's having a snack. Baby ran to the left. Oh, there she goes. Oh, the dog saw it. That little deer is having so much fun running around. They're like right behind the fence. I don't know if I could get him right. You see him sprinting around?
Whoa.
Mother's like, slow down.
You can send that to me if you need to.